Half a day and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Tyler Matinani. Glad you could join us. The Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the island community in hopes they may have information on a recent robbery. Here's this week's Crime of the Week.
Half a day. I'm Sergeant Paul Tapag, your Guam Crime Stoppers Coordinator, and this is your Crime of the Week. On Tuesday, March 12, 2022, our officers from the Central Precinct Command entertained a robbery complaint that occurred at the Mingila Mobile Gas Station. Now, the preliminary report suggests that shortly before 2 a.m., the victim, while inside making a purchase, was approached from behind by an unknown man who grabbed the victim's money. The male suspect then fled out the store and was seen fleeing in the victim's car, which was described as a 2010 green Toyota Camry bearing Guam license plates, Papa Tango 402. The male suspect was described to be possibly Chuquis with a medium build, standing around 5 foot 10 inches in height, and was last seen wearing a red hooded sweater. And the Guam Crime Stoppers is seeking the assistance from the community relative to this case. We're asking, should anyone who has any information that can aid with this case investigation is kindly asked to submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All tip information will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
Just 2 sessions into Gov Guam's mandatory ethics training, and the Guam EPA already has new additions to their agency. Guam EPA Deputy Administrator Michelle Lastimosa.
We have since onboarded one environmental health specialist who is currently assigned to the permitting team. The agency has also processed 8 recruitments, which consists of an environmental health specialist 1, a chemist, a computer technician, and laboratory technicians, which are currently down at DOA for processing.
The recruitments are for temporary and limited term appointments using ARPA funds. The government of the Federated States of Micronesia says that repatriation flights could resume in April given increased COVID-19 vaccination rates. They report a 65.6% vaccination rate. A state media release says although progress during the period of mandatory vaccination across the Federated States of Micronesia remains less than ideal, the FSM has nearly reached several of its total vaccination goals. The FSM has enough vaccines for every person. They also currently have a vaccine mandate for all of its residents and has remained COVID-free. A canine dog on the front lines ensuring the safety of dozens of citizens nationwide was recognized for her 9 years of loyal service Thursday afternoon. The Guam International Airport Authority held a retirement ceremony Thursday for Mace, who was named after one of the victims in 9/11 and provided security and safety at 2 major events of all attendees at Super Bowl 51 in Houston and Super Bowl 54 in Miami. GIAA Executive Manager John Kanata thanked her for responding to acts of terrorism, bomb threats, and most of all, being an asset to the authority and local community.
The Guam International Airport Authority Board of Directors, our executive management team, our airport police division, and most specifically our K9 section. We thank you, Mace, for your 9 years of loyal service to the authority and to the people of Guam.
GIAA concluded the ceremony with the sign-off tribute and water salute. Ana Villa-Gomez from Grace Christian Academy is headed to D.C. after her history at the regional spelling bee competition on Guam. Our Tomas Manglotnia has this. Let me spell it for you. R-E-P-O-R-T.
I feel good. I still feel really excited and surprised that I won.
13-year-old Ana Villa-Gomez spelling out victory after reigning over the regional spelling bee on Guam. She's now headed to DC for the national competition. But for now, she's back to school on Saipan at Grace Christian Academy. She's hard at work, preparing for the big day. She's competed regionally twice before, but this year she claimed the top spot.
I've pretty much always been into spelling, ever since elementary school. I've always participated in the spelling bees.
Ana, who was born and raised in the NMI, looks forward to her first trip to the US mainland, and there's more work ahead before the trip in May.
A lot more studying and putting more time and effort into researching all of the words.
She's grateful for her family and teachers by her side.
Oh, they're really supportive of me. I'm really grateful for all of the support that they've given me and the opportunities.
And she spells out the word that brought her to victory.
P-U-G-I-L-I-S-T.
Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News.
Biba Manamku, mainly our centenarian Manamkus, who will be turning or are 100 years or older. Public Health's Division of Senior Citizens will celebrate our island's centenarians all through the year. Public Health PIO Janella Carrera.
This year it's a little unique.
Division of Senior Citizens encourages residents to inform a centenarian, their family,
out here in California and in Guam too prior. But yeah, basically I got a call from a friend of mine who had been also asked to be on the show, and yeah, so I just got hit by a talent scout, and I kind of weighed the pros and cons, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm performing a song I wrote, so in a sense I'm staying true to my artistry. So I couldn't, I mean, it took me a while to try to juggle that decision. So eventually I realized, like, you know, it's a huge platform. It wouldn't hurt to try it out, you know. And I'm going in there. I'm really going in there, just trying it out. I'm not trying to, like, I'm not striving for so much to try to win it and take it. And it's not, you know, I'm not going to be all cutthroat. I'm just going to go there and just do what I do and what I always do. So just perform the same way I've been performing. You know? Since day one, like, my support has always been the island. You know, like there's times where I first came out here and I released music and nobody knew me, but I could still, like, tap back home and, like, the radio stations are still playing my songs. Like, you know, like, it's crazy because the support has always been there. Like, I got mad love for Guam because it's like without you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
It's an honor to be part of the show. You know, I know there's a lot of incredible talent in the CNMI, and you know, I feel very fortunate to just be representing and sharing my original music with the world. I was born in Saipan. I lived, like, my family, my mom's side is from Garapan, my dad's side is from Tanapag, and just kind of moved around the island a little bit when I was growing up, and when I was about 10, moved to Hawaii for a few years, and then eventually out to Washington State, which is where I'm at now. So I've just been, you know, going back and forth to visit family when I'm staying out here, and just enjoying being back home when I'm there. So yeah, I mean, you know, I personally don't like the idea of, like, genres to define my music. So if you were to pick one, I'd say world music is it. You know, I just have such a vast influence of different genres and artists. My first time being on such a big stage, you know, so just a lot of, like, communication with the producers, and then going out to Los Angeles within the month here to then get ready for the show. There's a lot of excitement, but, you know, it's also a lot of work to be put in, so just riding the wave and navigating these seas out here, you know.
American Song Contest will feature live performances of original songs representing all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and our nation's capital. Each original song will compete in a live televised event series to win the country's vote for the best original song. All live music competition series hosted by Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson premieres Tuesday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. Tomorrow Standard Time on KUAM Communications TV. Coming up on Weekend Edition, our latest inductee to KUAM's Culture Club, and still to come, Dave Delgado with your look at sports. Keep it here to your news leader.
Hey, Mars, good evening, man.
Good morning.
We like to say we're in the business of opening doors. Since first opening our doors in 1972, our love for our community has driven our legacy of service. We've seen paths to bigger and brighter futures.
So, what are we saving for? School?
We've seen the heart of our people.
You ready for this? Yeah.
We've seen our communities come together to help one another. We've seen passion become successful business plans. We've seen generations of families grow with us.
Wow, that was easy. Wow.
And when we think of all the doors we helped to open, we can't help but be reminded of the reason we're still here today. Our people.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back to KUAM Weekend Edition. Here's this week's Culture Club inductee.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Buenas, done half a day. Guahu si Jackie Borja Cabrera. I am originally from the village of Barrigada and have been actually living out here in the state of Washington for the past going on 18 years now. I am totally blind, and I had lost my eyesight from diabetes. 21, going on 22 years, I've been living my life with total blindness. A friend of mine had invited me out here to the state of Washington, and I came out here not knowing what to expect. And all I knew that was that I wanted to be able to find a school where I can learn all the skills that I needed to in order to help me be independent again. And then found cooking as a therapy for me. And that was part of what they had taught us over at the School for the Blind. But prior for me, actually, when I entered, I actually was cooking already, because when I first became blind, I actually taught myself how to cook. And I decided maybe I could take this up to another level, which would mean to go into a culinary school. We ended up having to move to Oregon and stayed there also just to complete the training. So I was able to graduate with honors and able to, I found a passion into where I wanted to do catering, because catering would have been more of my style, because then I can know how much in advance I'm going to prepare for. So eventually I did. So I had a catering for a little bit, and it was called See What's Cooking. So in the catering, when I was doing it, I did cater to a lot of non-Chamorros. And so in the catering, I had packets, okay? Packet A, of course, that was our Chamorro packet. I did things like Chamorro, Hawaiian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, all of it, you name it. And I'll tell you, even when I was at the School for the Blind, I had introduced, and of course, I'm always cooking for everybody there. And they were like, yeah, so much for us to practice our independence, because Jack's always cooking for us, but of course, because I don't know how to cook small. So everybody comes to my room and, they eat, because I'm always like, when it comes to food, we're always very big in sharing, right? And so what had happened was many of them, because in my graduation for the School for the Blind, we did it full-blown fiesta style. My families had helped me to cook. I mean, we had 3 tables long, okay? They even had to move the graduation from the school to the community hall, because they would do a run-on joke and say, oh my gosh, the whole island of Guam is coming, because that up to this day, and I graduated from that school in 2005, up to this day, and I mean this in all great humbleness. Nobody has ever had a graduation like that. And my families and friends were so supportive that they were like, we're going to help you and we're going to make this happen. Even to the point where we had, I did a full description. Then we had one of my uncles at the head of the table and reintroducing the food. And then each of my family members and friends took each of my visually impaired and blind classmates. And there was like almost 30 of us. Took them up to the table, told them what was there, and told them what goes into it. And, they sat with them. And then they would talk about the food. And they're like, I want to go to Guam. I want to be tomorrow. And they're like, wow, so this is really red rice? And they're like, is it really red? And then, of course, some people who, the low vision and the visually impaired, they're really like looking like, oh, wow, it is a red rice, And then the one that the highlight is, of course, the lumpia, they're familiar with that. Then the chicken ketaguen. So I taught them how to say it. But for them to know, they're like, oh, this is lemon chicken. And then a lot of the other catering gigs that I have, the number one packet that was always ordered was the chamorro packet. And it was just really funny. I'm like, you guys don't want any of the other? They're like, no, we like that island food. They love chamorro food. They're very moved by it. And so aside from the cooking, I also, and many of my blind friends here, we do a lot of activities here. I also play baseball. And yes, there is a thing called beep baseball, and that's BEEP. It's a baseball game for the blind. It's just kind of like watching softball and baseball. It's very similar. The difference is that the ball has a beeper and the bases buzz. I never knew that I would be able to play ball. I used to play softball and volleyball, and I used to be very adventurous with the sports, but I never knew that I would be able to play that being blind. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I hope to someday come back home to Guam and share all of this wonderful skills and gifts and joy and happiness of how we can be able to give back to the community and help our visually impaired, blind, special needs, or just anybody who wants to come out and just be a community together, life is good. Thank you.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Wow, what an amazing story. Jackie, truly an inspiration to us all. When we come back, we've got sports. Don't go anywhere.
Know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
I'm stuck in this infinite time loop thing.
I'm reliving the same day over and over again. I get to do whatever I want.
Plus, nacho fries never leave the menu.
She's violating the nacho fries limited timeline.
Does that happen every day? Let's dip.
Try her now!
What's happening?
Let's get spicy!
Look out!
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Glorified Sparring 8 went down at the Steel Athletics Gym in Tamuning. A total of 17 bouts took place, to include boxing, kickboxing, and MMA. Funds raised from the event will go towards the kids' pediatric ward at the Guam Memorial Hospital.
There was a death in the community that rocked everyone in the gym, and we just hope that we make some kids' day a little bit brighter if they end up having to go to the pediatric ward.
This year's Issa High School paddling season came to an end at Matapang Beach. Shout out to the Guam Kayak and Canoe Federation for helping out. It was a clean sweep for the JFK Islanders as they took all 3 varsity divisions. JFK's point total after 15 races helped them bring home the title in the Satero, and Satero mixed divisions. In the Satero division, JFK placed first with 143 total points. Simon Sanchez came in second with 131 points. ND was third with 127 points. Teason High was in fourth with 99 points. Satero Mix, JFK was on top with 141 points. ND was second with 133 points. The Ukadu Bulldogs and Simon Sanchez Sharks were tied with 117 points. In the Satero division, JFK placed first with 138 points. The Notre Dame Royals were in second with 135 points. Ukadu Bulldogs were third with 129 points, and the Teason High Titans were fourth with 97 points. Congrats to the Issa Tennis champions in the boys division for 2021-2022. Guam Adventist Academy. Teason High placed second, while third went to the John F. Kennedy High School. Girls champions, first place, Teason High. Second place went to the JFK Islanders. Third place went to the Simon Sanchez Sharks. Guam High pitcher Brenlin Hart with the strikeout for the Panthers. Ground out by Academy to first base, gets the Panthers out of the inning. Nice play by first baseman Alondra Acosta. Cougars second baseman Branwin Seville makes the grab on the pop-up. Academy scored their first run of the game in the bottom of the second inning. A bad throw to third allows the base runner to get home. That would be the only run the Cougars would score as the Panthers defense would hold them down. Guam High pitcher Brenlin Hart would do the rest of the work on the mound for the Panthers as they went on to win 6-1. Issa Soccer Championship between the Islanders and Sharks. Sanchez beat JFK in their last meeting 3-2. JFK led 2-0 at the half behind goals from Tayo Kanakatsu and Riku Meyer. In the second and 10th minute of play, Islanders poured it on in the second half. Josh Beneventi made it 3-0 in the 47th minute with his only score of the match. Teammate Brian Nakamine added 2 scores in the 52nd and 64th minute of the contest. Meyer and Kanakatsu kicked through the last 2 goals for the Islanders as they went on to win 7-0. Kanakatsu gets by the defender and sends the pass across the field to Beneventi here, who gets the shot to go past the Sharks keeper.
I think the team did good. I'm glad we got the championship and the trophy, but most importantly, the teamwork, the bond, and everything like the team has done for us is crazy.
I want to thank my teammates for their teamwork and their hard work throughout the season, constantly showing up to practice, and it was a team effort.
I was expecting to be 7-0. The last time we lost 3-2, you know, honestly, like without my teammates, I would never have been here. And I got 2 goals, 3 assists. I'm kind of proud of my stats.
Activate and Fuetza stepping onto the hardwood for their Week 3 matchup. Demi Shimizu with the pull-up jumper. Angelique Dakane with the turnaround shot just outside the baseline, rolls off the rim. Teammate Barb Paris with the rebound, misses on the second attempt, but the third time's a charm for Fuetza as they picked up the score. April Davis with the assist to Ria Arceo, who finished the game with 4 points. Shea Benez finds Barb Kukendall open in the corner. Barb pulls up from the white line and hits the 3. She finished the game with 7 points. Ria Arceo to Ari Arceo for the answer back the other way. Corner 3 from the white line. Check. Dakane hit for 8 points. Top of the free throw line, Money with the pose at the end. Cha-ching. Fuetza comes from behind for the win, 45-41. It was all Bombers in the next game against the UOG Tritons. The Lady Bombers used their size to their advantage in the paint to pick up easy scores. Turnovers led to transition buckets as the Bombers used their speed to get to the rim. The Bombers cruised to the 81-20 win to stay undefeated at 2-0. The loss drops the Lady Tritons to 0-3. UOG's esports program currently has 21 athletes on scholarship stipends. The Tritons have been competing against Division I schools since last year fall.
I think it's great to be able to compete with the other schools. It really gives us an idea of the level of competition needed to compete at. I think we do a great job in terms of preparation and how the program helps us to compete against other schools. We put in a lot of hours to make sure that we're competitive. And I think that's what's great about this program is that it allows us to do what we need to do to be able to compete with other schools.
UOG plays 3 games, Smash Brothers Ultimate, League of Legends, and CSGO. The Tritons compete in the National Association of Collegiate Esports.
The university fully supports this growth. Within the next year, probably within the next 6 months, you will see an arena or at least an esports space on campus that will be open to the student body. It'll also be able to host esports events for community organizations or high schools. We will be doing a summer camp tied with the National Guard to kind of reach out to the high schools and help mentor that growth across all levels of play.
Triton athletes compete 6 to 8 hours a week of actual gaming with several hours of physical and mental training.
Being able to compete against the United States, I wanted to put Guam on the map. I wanted to let anybody in the United States know that we're still there. Even though you might not see us in any of the maps, you might not talk to us, we're still here, we're still competing, and it just based on our performance and how we've been playing, we've been able to top some of these other colleges.
It takes a lot of effort doing all these activities that we demand for the program, whether it be practice, mental health, working out. Like doing all these takes a lot of time management and leadership skills, so I'm happy for them.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Get it out, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
There aren't many women in the field of construction. However, those that do join that field are tough as nails and kind. In support of the National Association of Women in Construction, a proclamation signing was held on Friday to declare March 2022 as Women in Construction Month. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero
want to just say thank you for your association and your organization in advancing non-traditional careers for women. And one of the other greater impact and significance I think that the work of the organization does is community awareness, educating our community about women in construction, providing educational opportunities for women.
NAWIC Guam also promotes early interest in the construction career path among Guam's youth and cultivates future women engineers, architects, business owners, and technicians through programs such as Block Kids at the elementary level and Pizza Pop and Power Tools at the middle school and high school levels. In honor of the hard work of the American Red Cross Guam chapter in times of need, the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration held a virtual proclamation signing to declare March 2022 as American Red Cross Month. Chairman of ARC Guam chapter, Marcus Fong.
We routinely work alongside frontline agencies to support their missions, and the Red Cross operates solely on fundraising and the generosity of donors. And we take that responsibility very seriously. 90 cents of every dollar raised goes directly into delivering our mission to alleviate human suffering.
In times of crisis and disasters, the American Red Cross Guam chapter jumps into action along with other first responders. Volunteers and staff put their lives at risk to come to the aid of those in need. In the next week, you can show your support to the Red Cross by participating in the Red Ball. And here are your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs.
On Saturday, we say happy birthday and send best wishes on the 19th to Joseph Goliath. Happy birthday to my honey bunny Mahal. Yee, wow. I love you so much. Don't be spoiled now from your Mahal. That's coming from Mahal, man. That's serious, guys. Trust me. And Paul St. Nicholas Akfaji, happy birthday to Dad. We love you and appreciate all that you do for us. We may not say it enough, but thank you. We love you today, tomorrow, and every day. From your kids and mom, please, Dad, enjoy your special day. That's awesome. So Paul and Joseph, we wish both of you and your families the very best and the very best birthday.
And that's all the time we have from all of us here at KUAM. Thanks for watching. I'm Tyler Mazzanani. Have a safe weekend, everyone.